Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? So last week we added to our Level Up Cartooning toolbox by doing an exercise drawing four-fingered cartoon hands. I want to build on that this week by giving you a few variations of that four-fingered hand to try to help underscore the fact that within the parameters of a four-fingered cartoon hand, there are many variations or styles. And I thought I would do that by picking out three classic cartoon characters to use as examples: Bart Simpson, Mickey Mouse, and Bugs Bunny. I'll talk more about each individually as we go to draw them coming up, but for now, I'll just say that you will learn by drawing them that there's more than one way to draw a classic cartoon hand, which you should remember when designing your own character's hands. As I said last week, hands are at the top of most people's lists of hardest things to draw and least favorite things to practice. And I found the best way to approach hand lessons is to keep them bite-sized and simple. That's what this lesson is all about. Anyway, before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Okay, so what do you say we draw some classic cartoon characters' hands? So today we'll be starting with Bart Simpson's hands. That said, if you look at all the characters in The Simpsons, you'll find that they share many of the characteristics of Bart's hands. So in a sense, you're learning the Simpson style of hands, which starts with that circle for the palm and then sports very short, stubby fingers. Bart's and all the Simpsons' hands are what I would call utilitarian, very much in keeping with the look or style of the characters in that show itself. But in terms of standing out, they're not especially expressive hands. Okay, so let's draw some examples of Bart Simpson's hands. All right, there you have it. Bart Simpson's hands. Next, we're going to draw the hands of the legend himself, Mickey Mouse. He was the first to don the white gloves, which Disney did to better highlight Mickey's hand movements back when all cartoons were in black and white, and he has worn them ever since. Mickey has the same rounded palm as Bart, but with somewhat longer, more nuanced and defined fingers than Bart, which makes his hands more expressive, and because of that, a little trickier to draw. One other thing I thought I'd point out. As you can see, as Mickey evolved over the years, those mitts got much bigger in proportion to his body. Pretty crazy how big they got. Anyway, so let's try a few examples of Mickey Mouse's hands. Alrighty, there you have it, some classic Mickey hands. So now having drawn the somewhat nondescript Simpsons hands and then the much more expressive Mickey hand, I thought we'd end with what I consider some of the most expressive four-fingered cartoon hands, those of another legend, Bugs Bunny. As you can see, Warner Brothers started by stealing a pair of Mickey's white gloves for Bugs, but then they made his palm longer, more of an oval than a circle, and then stretched out Bugs' fingers even longer. This results in very expressive hands, and hands that are just that much more tricky to draw. Oh, and like Mickey, as Bugs evolved, his hands got bigger too. Anyway, what do you say we try some examples of Bugs Bunny's hands? And that's how you do it. There you have it, examples of different styles of classic four-fingered cartoon hands, care of Bart, Mickey, and Bugs. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never tried some of these different styles of four-fingered hands, let alone the different hand poses, you can't expect to have drawn them perfectly. As I said last week, don't let the fact that hands are challenging take the fun out of it. Enjoy and embrace that challenge. That's really what drawing is all about. I want to promise you that each time you draw any of these hand styles or poses, they're going to get a little easier and you're going to get a little better. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. Okay, so I want to see your Bart, Mickey, and Bugs four-fingered hand drawings. If you can, take a picture and post them on either Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. If you want to expand on this lesson, I offer 2 suggestions. First, try drawing Bart's hands in the poses of the other 2, and do the same with Mickey and Bugs' hands in the other poses. And secondly, pick some of your favorite cartoon characters and see how their hands differ from what you just drew. I hope you found this lesson helpful and interesting. Remember to subscribe so you won't miss any of the next Level Up Cartooning Toolbox lessons, as well as the character drawing. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, keep drawing, my friends.